Hi, I'm Kendra with Where's the Moon Astrology, and today I am talking about Sun conjunct Mars in the birth chart. So, first of all, I'm going to talk about Sun and Mars individually. So, the Sun is your conscious will. This is your ego expression, so it's going to be the traits that you take pride in, the things that you really kind of put on display for people to see. The sun is a vibrant energy, a proud, egotistical energy. It's basically the traits that you consciously identify with and you're trying to project. It's where you're consciously putting your attention. Um, Mars, however, is the warrior. It's a warrior planet, so it's going to be how you confront things. It's going to be how you go about getting what you want. It's going to be how you assert yourself in any situation. And it's going to also be how you are sexually. So Mars is also a bit of a strategist. So I always like to make a bit of a distinction between Moon and Mars because Mars is supposed to be, this angry energy. It's going to be how you express anger. What I tend to find is that people react mostly from their moon sign. In, you know, when the situation happens immediately, they tend to react immediately from their moon sign or their ascendant sign, since the ascendant is going to be kind of where it's going to be where you are physically and how you're interacting with your physical environment. But emotionally, you're going to be acting from your moon sign. I find that Mars is a bit more strategic. So it's not going to be your knee jerk reactions to anger. It's going to be kind of how you handle anger after that initial reaction. So, for instance, say you have your moon in Cancer, but your Mars is in Aries. I'm just going to talk about this really quickly. Your moon in Cancer might react to a situation tearfully, emotionally, maybe passive aggressively, or just passively in general. That might be your initial reaction to something that actually makes you very angry. After you've sat with those feelings for a little bit and you're kind of strategizing how you're going to handle it, you would kind of revert to that Mars and Aries, which is, the strategist warrior planet. It's not just like how you react instinctually, angrily. I mean, it's going to be more how you go about handling that situation. So Mars and Aries would be kind of coming back to that later, more aggressively and assertively, because Aries is a very assertive planet, and Mars and Aries is, Mars rules Aries. So it's going to be very much a lot of fighting energy with Mars and Aries. So I just wanted to make that quick distinction so there's no confusion about what Mars is actually doing, because I really think that in the moment, you would be reacting from your moon or your ascendant sign, depending on, who you're with and how comfortable you are. You might be reacting from your ascendant sign if you're around people that you are not very comfortable or familiar with. And you might be reacting from your moon sign if you're around people that you're comfortable with and you're comfortable expressing your emotions. So anyway, Sun conjunct Mars. Um, this is showing that your ego is highly wrapped up in the things of Mars. You can be someone who's putting a lot of conscious attention on um, your ability to take initiative, your ability to take charge, your ability to strategize, and your ability to basically get what you want. Sun conjunct Mars can be kind of similar to Sun in Aries in the sense that, Sun in Aries is taking pride in the traits of the warrior, the traits of the initiator, the traits of, the person who is, entrepreneurial, the person who is constantly putting themselves out there. Sun conjunct Mars will be very confident, like Aries. These are both very confident energies. Sun is egotistical, Mars is, confident and assertive. So you're going to be more of a confident person than even if this is happening in a more timid sign like Cancer or Pisces. You would be a little bit more take charge than is typical of your sign, for instance. So, I mean, the conjunction is technically a hard aspect, so there can be some adverse effects depending on how it's aspected. So if it's receiving a lot of squares or other hard aspects, then it might behave more like a hard aspect, which could make you more, irritable and abrasive, like Aries, or the energy of Mars. But if it's just easily aspected, it can function more as an easy aspect because these energies are very compatible. They're in the same sign, same degree. So it's just a lot of compatibility between your conscious will and your assertive drive. It's almost like they're fused together. They're really not, they're not uncomfortable with one another at all. So say, Sun conjunct Mars in Cancer, your conscious will is going to be expressing in a Cancerian way. So you're going to be consciously involved in, the emotional realm, the things of Cancer, the home, hearth, etc. And then Mars is also going to be doing the same thing. Mars is going to be in the same sign. It's going to be asserting itself within, the home environment. It's going to be a little more passive aggressive in its expression. And Sun conjunct Mars in Cancer is just going to show that they're both directed in the same direction. So you're giving a lot of conscious attention to this Mars and Cancer. So you're reacting, Mars and Cancer by itself is kind of passive aggressive. So there can be a lot of conscious attention on that passive aggressiveness, a lot of conscious attention on how you're going to avenge yourself, because Mars and Cancer can also be kind of vengeful and emotionally manipulative. And I'm saying this as a Mars and Cancer person. I'm aware of this tendency in myself. So if you're a Mars and Cancer, please don't take offense to that. Mars and Cancer can be very passive aggressive, and Sun conjunct Mars and Cancer will be giving a lot of conscious attention to that Martian nature and enabling it a lot more consciously than, say, Mars and Cancer that is unaspected, or at least unaspected by the Sun, might be behaving more unconsciously. But with the Sun conjunct Mars in Cancer, it'll be really like directed, consciously directed. So that's going to be Sun conjunct Mars. Overall, you're going to be more assertive than a lot of other people. You're going to be someone who has a lot of goals and ambitions and kind of a strategic plan, a strategic way to get what you want, depending on the sign that it's in. Those things might vary, but you are going to be very consciously directed um, towards the energy of Mars, and that fighting energy, that entrepreneurial energy, um, the energy that initiates. So you might also be someone who's very athletic, someone who likes to be very active, out and about. Again, this will be modified slightly by the sign that it falls in. So again, if it's happening in Cancer, Cancer's not super active, not super out and about. Might be a little bit less of that, really active energy going on with this conjunction happening in Cancer. But say if it's in Aries or Sagittarius, or even maybe Taurus, since Taurus likes to be in nature and you're really connected to nature, there might be a bit more of a tendency to like to be out and about, like to be in nature, like to be around people. Consider the sign that it's in. That will show where you're really directing this assertive energy of the Sun-Mars conjunction. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I wanted to remind you that I offer chart readings of all types. So I have, birth chart readings, relationship readings, individual planetary report readings, and I'm leaving the link to my shop in the description of this video. Again, hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.